Well, what's up, everybody? Come on into the Rooted in Progress Stream Center. We have a lot going on this Thursday.
We do?
I don't know about y'all, but I'm just blessed to be here today.
It's funny, man. Why is it that when we come up, you always act surprised that we're here? Oh, welcome, y'all.
I'm not surprised that we're here. I'm happy that we're here
Yeah.
because there was a moment where we didn't know.
And I'll tell you, man, for me, it's almost as though we just finished last Thursday's show, and here we are right back in here again.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works.
It's almost like that neighbor that comes over again that just pops up without calling. Like, hey.
You have neighbors that pop up at your house?
No. I'm just saying, you know how some people do, just pop up without calling.
No.
Yes, you do. Come on.
If it ain't my family, nobody's popping up at my house.
Well, everyone has experienced that one friend.
Oh, you mean like in the
neighbor
past?
or someone that pop up. That's the way you kind of open up the show. Oh, well, come on in.
That was good, friend.
Yeah.
That was a good impression because.
Tell him I'm not here. I'm not here. Don't answer that door.
Oh my God!
Don't walk by the window. We're not here.
Well, welcome to Rooted in Progress, everybody.
But we're here, y'all.
We're here.
Yes.
This week it's gonna be a little laid back. So if you're listening to this after the fact, you're fine. But if you're listening to us live right now, just be with us. Join the conversation. Comment
Please.
on these topics that we're going to be
Absolutely.
talking about, so you can join the conversation, so we could talk about you.
Yes. And listen, we're gonna be doing a lot of talking.
We're doing a lot of, isn't every podcast a lot of talking? We have our producer joining us on this conversation today, Miss
Welcome.
Naisha Harper.
Where my air horn?
Oh,
Shout
there
out
you
to
go.
her. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's the applaud first.
Yes,
then.
applause.
There we go. Nice.
All things.
So today, we're just going to hop right into it. So
Yes.
we're going to do our own Rooted in Progress take on this or that. It's the this or that challenge. So basically what typically happens is people pose a topic and it's like coffee or tea. And you talk about why you would prefer one over the other. But what we're going to do is we're going to take like trending topics that have been on social media that everybody's talking about right now. And we're going to take a look at some of our local issues and what we think local government and people should be doing. So as a part of this episode, we need your participation.
Yes.
If you are joining us live, I'm
Full
streaming live on my
participation.
Instagram right now.
'em.
Facebook, I know we're live always. So make sure y'all are participating because we want to shout you out. And we want to make sure that we're incorporating your comments. Cookie, what's up, Cookie? We have serious issues in Polk County with EMS. Is this only for Tampa? No, Cookie, we're for everybody. We're for everybody. We're going to talk about everybody, but drop whatever issue is happening in Polk County.
That sounds
We're
like
gonna
a
talk
pretty
about
major
it.
issue.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So, Cookie, just let us know what's going on in Polk County. Let's get to our first topic.
Yes.
This is something that I still don't know how to do. So we're going to talk about the country line dancing. So the this or that is line dancing or TikTok dancing. So I think the most popular line dance right now is that boots on the ground.
Where them
Yeah.
fans?
Where them
at?
fans at? Okay. So the thing is would you rather learn a line dance and see more line dancing on your timeline? Or would you prefer to see like them quick, like I'm a savage, like the
Little
quick little
TikTok.
15-second TikTok
Or-
dances versus a line dance?
Yeah. I
Because
think
people do it at the club and on the street too.
Yeah, I
not
think
just
that's
online.
it. I think that's rather, the question should be more so, would you participate in more of a country line dance or a TikTok challenge?
I feel like the line dancing is for all ages.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I find joy when I see when the first video of the boots on the ground was that little girl she was like outside.
Oh yeah.
And she had like her denim outfit on. And I was like, I don't know what she's doing, but little girl, just go ahead and move. And then it started picking up. And I was like, wait, I got to learn this one.
Right.
I ain't going to be looking crazy at the cookout this summer.
Yeah.
And so-
okay. I can see
yeah,
that.
I think it
I
all
also think it
depends.
makes people want to dance more
Right.
because you
Yeah.
see everybody else doing the dance. I'm a line dance person. I don't think I've indulged in a TikTok dance challenge
At all?
at all.
Well, I mean, line
then
dancing goes back, throughout history,
Yeah.
and we know at every family reunion, every wedding, there's
Yeah.
a line dance. Now, the country line dance, we know that's been a thing in the country scene for years, and what's been trending over the past few weeks has been this boots on the ground line dancing. So to my point, to your point, I think I'd participate in a country line dance and then
over a TikTok dance.
I don't even think I've done a TikTok challenge. My son or even my daughter, have come to me, Dad, let's do this challenge. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm like, first off, you got to learn it, then post it.
Like with the TikTok
I don't have that type of time.
They're complicated sometimes.
They're complicated, but I think for me, and this might be
what was it nice?
It was, you all over the place.
Yeah. But I think like for me, if I'm like at a lounge, right? Like let's say I'm chilling at 7th and Grove. Shout out 7th and Grove.
Okay, shout out.
Okay. And somebody starts doing a TikTok dance. I'm looking at you kind of sideways. Because I'm like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, what are you really doing?
Yeah.
But
who would do a TikTok dance?
They do.
No, they do.
They do.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen them on side the
they
highway.
They
I've
do
seen
them
in the hallways,
like lounges and clubs. I'm
parking
telling
lot,
you.
in the club.
And it
So
looks like a
then-
cheer routine sometimes.
Correct.
It's like, is this a dance performance?
They
you did
start doing
before,
it. And
or
so
what?
I'm looking at you sideways. But if you get up and you start doing like the cha-cha slide or you
or the
start
Cupid
doing
shuffle,
the Cupid
Yeah.
shuffle, I'm with you.
Yes.
I'm with you and I'm joining you. So I just feel like I prefer the line dancing over TikTok.
So let me tell you
because the
how
line
funny-
dances are more inviting
Let me-
too.
let me
Like you
tell
can
you.
get up and like, hold on, can you show me? You don't
Yeah.
look crazy, but if you try to
Yeah.
find someone, do that move. Wait, what's
Right.
It? Okay,
And it's
so
so
start
quick.
with the one count.
It-
Yeah,
It's usually like the chorus, it's half of a something. Like it's never like the full song.
Yeah.
So then like what happens when you done like with the move? And we're just supposed to sit and look at each other?
Well,
But
just check out our comments to see if we had anybody to respond. But I can tell you a story, man. My grandmother's sister passed in Chicago, and at her repast, she was part of this line dancing group.
Oh, a whole group.
Yes, it was a
Okay.
group of a bunch of senior citizens, and man, that's how they stay active. And they did like all these type of it's a dance in Chicago. And for those that are listening that know what I'm talking about, please chime in and help me remember the name of it. But man, they were getting it. And so yeah, line dancing to me is a part of the culture, and it's far more popular than these TikTok dances.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
can we talk
Challenges.
about the challenging ones? Because me,
From
I have
TikTok?
From line
more
dancing
than
or-
line dancing.
So
The
what's
boots
this-
on the ground
so-
look hard
No,
for me.
hold on, the
I'm talking
Tamia-
about the
Tamia
Tamia
dance.
I can't.
Tamia,
To me, girl,
That's a
you've
art.
done way too much.
And
That's an
Terry
art.
Grant can do it, and they've been going around
Yeah.
on tour doing it on stage.
Right.
I
The
just
Tamia
can't
one, I know the
get
first
that.
half. I know the first half of Tamia.
You start your feet start doing this, and it spins,
Yeah.
and then I get lost. I
know
it's
the
been a
first
whole
half.
year and some
Once you
change.
start to spin,
Well, there's
I'm spinning out.
Well, let's do that. Let's put together a challenge one day, or that we all participate in a TikTok dance,
Okay.
and perhaps a line dance routine, and we're gonna put that together, folks. And,
Well, now
and
you
we're
should know
gonna-
Boots on the
I know
Ground. and
Boots
she
on
told
the
me she
Ground.
You know
was
Boots on
gonna
the
teach me.
Ground?
Yeah,
You
I
got
can
your
teach
fan?
y'all. My fan? No,
Well, I forgot. Yeah, let's
no,
show-
I don't have a fan.
Huh?
Here goes fan.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, this ain't.
So
what
I
we're looking
I
at
don't
right
know
now
if
ain't
that's
quite
a
it.
TikTok dance. Is that a TikTok dance?
That's
I don't know what that is.
That's
so
a-
we're
that's a
looking at
TikTok
right now,
challenge.
for those that are listening, we're showing a little video of
So that's
somebody's
simple.
auntie.
If y'all are watching this right now on Facebook, I don't know what that woman was doing.
Somebody's
That's a
auntie.
dance.
Yeah.
That's
Now
smooth.
this the cha cha.
No, that's electric.
that's the electric slide.
Oh Jesus
my
Christ!
That's the
God.
electric
That's the
slide.
electric slide.
Oh, and
Okay.
here come this lady again.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, it's
But it has simple moves. You can catch on that.
yeah. You're
but
right.
again, also
But the renegade, when they
To
touch in
both.
and tap in and
to both,
that's just
each
too much.
routine can pretty much go with every song.
What do you mean?
You know,
to both
like
what?
far as like the TikTok
Line
dances, TikTok dances can pretty much go. And I guess black folks with the type of choreography that we have and the style that we can perform to, like you could do TikTok challenges just about any song to any beat. That's what I'm getting at, And line dancing, you see a lot of folks.
I don't know
They
about
do a
that.
line dance
I
with
would say
everything.
I
Really?
would say the other way. I think line
You think line
dancing.
dancing?
Yeah,
I think it's
you
both.
could line dance to another song. I don't know about a TikTok because the TikTok thing be so.
and it's like
It's on that
10
one
to 12
song.
seconds sometimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
you know what I'm
so
saying?
I
From
think
a-
we've
from
have
a
it
person that's
settled.
never done a TikTok
I think
dance.
we have it settled.
We gonna stick to the-
gonna stick
to the line dancing.
Stick to the line
versus
dancing.
And I'm
the
gonna teach y'all
TikTok
boots on the
dancing.
ground so we can all be ready to go by the summer cookout.
All right, this next one, this topic here is a favorite of mine, and please join in if y'all feel any type of way about this. WNBA or unrivaled / overseas. So let me set the tone here and give y'all the news context behind this. The WNBA, we know that's the professional women's basketball team or league. It's been around since '96. And that's the goal, right? Every little boy's dream is to go play for the NBA. Every little girl's dream who wants to aspire and have professional aspirations in basketball plays in the WNBA. But there are now other options. So we have Unrivaled. If you haven't heard of Unrivaled, it is amazing. It's down in Miami. It was started in 2023. So what Unrivaled is it's a professional 3-on-3 league for women, for professional women's basketball players. Then, of course, we also have overseas. It's the OG. It's what people typically do during the off season. They're WNBA players who will go to another country and play in another country professionally. Most famously, most recently is the Brittany Griner situation, right? I think a lot of people can familiarize themselves with Brittany Griner. She went overseas, got arrested for having some things on her, and then she ended up getting stuck. That happened while she was playing overseas. The this or that conversation that I want to have is it better for you to play in the WNBA, or is it better for you to or more so prioritize playing in the WNBA or prioritize trying to get overseas or unrivaled? Because when you look at salaries for the WNBA, they're paying these girls $60,000 to $80,000 annually. Unrivaled averages $220,000 for a 10-week season. Yeah. Overseas, they average $110,000 to $200,000 for a season.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah.
It does have to do with exposure?
No, it's not exposure, because you probably get more exposure in the WNBA than you would an overseas league.
You would get more exposure in the country, in the states, playing in the WNBA. Yeah. Now, granted, technically for both, you have to be a professional. Right. Okay. So like technically to get to Unrivaled, you got to be in the WNBA. Yeah. To play overseas, you need to be in the WNBA. Or I mean, you could go over there and try to become a citizen, do all that stuff, and then just play for that country. But at the end of the day, I feel like the problem with the WNBA is why are they not paying these women?
Yeah.
And I think that's been the on the forefront of a lot of sports conversations is why is the WNBA as popular, especially over the past 2 years or 2 seasons, that it is that these women are still being way underpaid.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And I say that with emphasis on it very strongly.
Yeah.
I saw Caitlin
extremely
Clark
underpaid.
And Angel Reese.
And so a lot of these women
Paige Beckers just went #1 in the draft, and her salary is like $76,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, baby girl.
Angel Reese, Ryan Howard, those are first round draft picks. First pick of the WNBA.
Yeah.
And they have to take on, off-season jobs just to maintain
a lot of endorsement deals.
A lot of endorsement deals for sure is where they really make their money.
And what I want to know is like, when are we going to see the change, right? So let's be fair. Not everyone has always been a fan or supported the WNBA versus how they've supported the NBA. So obviously that translates as far as dollars go, as far as attendance goes, right? But in the last like 3 to 4 years, we've seen a huge uptick, because I've also seen it in these prices. In a group chat I'm in, we're like, oh, we're about to go to Dallas. We're going to go see Paige. Like, we want to go to a game. Mm-hmm. Why am I paying $800 for a seat in the level 200 and Paige is only getting paid $32 for the hour?
She's screaming, y'all.
That's a lot.
I'm sorry, phone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's a lot of money.
You know what
for
I mean?
them not to be getting.
Yeah.
Was it for the arena expenses? Like,
what'd you say?
Is that for the arena expenses? The coach? Like,
it ain't for the players.
Yeah, that's.
I know that.
And just again, none of us are experts at this, and do know that we do plan on having a future show where we can dive deeper in this with some experts as to why this takes place and what is being done about it, and what does the future hold for the WNBA. Because there could possibly be statements like this also leads into holdouts.
Yeah.
Could we see a holdout in the WNBA? They did it back, I want to say
that was a while
the
ago.
Early 2000s, maybe the later of the 90s, that the NBA did a holdout. And so could we see that in the near future with the WNBA?
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, Eric, he said most WNBA teams aren't creating the revenue. They're in the red. And that's true. So why are we not in those rooms trying to figure out how to create it? They've done it with NIL.
That's an interesting point because
That is.
most WNBA teams are in the red. Well, if you don't have a top star player that's filling out the stadium every night, I could see that. You know, the Caitlin Clarks, the Angel Reeses, there's the Sky, the Paige Beckers,
Tahina Pow Pows.
There's a lot of common
stadiums.
names, well-known names in the WNBA today than there was probably 10 years ago. Nothing to take away from the Lisa Leslies, the Rebecca Lobos, but I think people are paying more attention and going to more games and buying more merchandise today than they were 5 or 6 years ago. So I don't know if that statement holds true. Or
Which one?
The one he said that most WNBA teams are in the red.
I feel like the lower, like the I don't even want to say lower, maybe the smaller teams that don't, like you said, don't really have the notoriety.
The less popular
So
markets.
we're not talking about like Dallas or the Connecticut Suns. Well, I feel like we're not talking about your top WNBA teams or that he's referencing. But I still feel like if the conversation is a lack of revenue, why aren't they focused on creating streams or partnerships or sponsorships that will create revenue for the WNBA so they're able to give higher salaries for these professional players? And I think for me, it really hits home because it's like, think about the people who aren't the Paige Beckers. Think about the people who aren't the Angel Reeses, the Caitlin Clarks, who will have these outside endorsement deals where they're millionaires regardless, right? So Paige's $72,000 salary, that's chump change for her, right? Because she has deals with Nike, like all these big time brands. She's a millionaire. But think about your undrafted WNBA players, or think about the people who go in at the low end of the spectrum of the WNBA draft. Nobody knows really who they are. They aren't getting big time endorsement deals with Gatorade. They are sleeping at night with a salary of probably $40,000 to $55,000, which is insane to me. Insane. So I'm here for, you know what? This poor phone. I'm here for Unrivaled. I feel like if you are a professional women's basketball player, I think you should be playing Unrivaled, which shout out to Stewie for even creating a platform for these women to have that, to be able to go to beautiful Miami, Florida and earn $220,000 in 10 weeks, right? And then I'm for women going overseas and playing. And I know a lot of people are against it. And then especially with what happened with Brittany Griner, they were like, this is why you shouldn't go overseas and play. Well, maybe you should pay them. And they wouldn't have to go overseas, you know?
Well, I do have
also, now that I'm thinking about it, you said Unrivaled, it's three versus three.
It's 3-on-3.
So like,
you can't have as big of a team.
Right. So do you think that has to do with the salary as well?
No,
not really. I don't think so, because at the end of the day, you still have to have a bench. You still have to have like a backup. I believe their teams maybe have 7.
Well, and you still have to market
compared to a 13-person roster. It's not that big of a difference.
You still have to market it. It's still going to cost you a pretty penny to promote this from the business standpoint versus the player standpoint. But maybe they have private funding. Maybe the owner is a billionaire and they can afford to front the money. However,
it's not a billionaire, but
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I want my phone to be able to stay up.
But the thing is you compare this to the 3-on-3, the big 3, the one that Ice Cube is doing for the men.
Oh, the big 3, yeah.
The big 3, and the difference between the two is that most of the people that play in the big 3 are former NBA players. These guys that still want to play, still can play. You know, and the big 3 travels from city to city, whereas the Unrivaled, everything, they go to Miami and play in these tournaments. So I do have a feeling that this Unrivaled, the future of the Unrivaled, will start traveling around, and it will get pretty big. Yeah, you know. So I honestly didn't know anything about Unrivaled until we mentioned it. Actually, I think I did hear about it last summer.
It's cool. My friend went to a game and I was very jealous. I really want to go to an Unrivaled game. Kenny tapping in saying, think about it. How often do you see WNBA jerseys when you're walking down the 100%. Street, shoes, etc.?
Yeah. I have seen. That's real. I have seen. My son is in the AAU.
Asia Wilson dropped the shoe.
Her pop up was line was
Yeah.
all around the corner.
Boom.
Well,
So I think comes with popularity too.
My son plays AAU basketball, and we go to a lot of these big tournaments. And so a lot of the female teams, you do see the shoes. Caitlin Clark's the Angel
She has
Reese's.
shoes?
I don't know. I don't know all the shoe brands. I can't keep up with the shoe
Caitlin Clark
brands.
got shoes?
I don't think so, but I'm just saying, like those that do, you do see the.
Caitlin Clark don't have no shoes.
I just threw it out there. I just
I think
told you
Angel
I
Reese is
don't
dropping shoes.
follow the shoe game.
Dropping or drop? I know she got the Reese's
Is one of-
cereal partnership.
No,
what I'm
Angel
saying?
Reese is either. I saw the announcement that she was doing a shoe. I don't know if it has dropped. So if you know, let me know.
So back to the comment. No, you don't. You don't see people walking around with your
Yeah.
WNBA jerseys and
Yeah.
as often as much as you would the male jersey. So
I saw a lot Final Four weekend here in Tampa though. So that was like, it's encouraging. I think we're getting there, but I think it's like, when will we finally see the fruits of so many people's labor?
Yeah.
These women have been working since '96. So when will we
pay them
finally
right?
Pay them.
Pay them what they deserve.
I know y'all making some kind of money. Final Four. I know y'all made a nice pretty penny
Ooh.
off of Final Four. Well, that was college. That was college. My bad. Sorry, guys.
But still,
Okay, let
women
me see this
sports taking
comment.
over.
It's Ashley. The NBA/WNBA collective bargaining agreement is what's keeping the lights on. The agreement created the WNBA to flourish with expansions of new teams. The growth is real, and no. I don't know what you mean, Ashley.
Actually, we're gonna bring you on the show when we have our
What do you
topic
mean?
discussion.
So the collective bargaining agreement is what's keeping the lights on. Oh, between the NBA.
Yes.
So if they took that away, there would be nothing?
Oh.
I hate it
We'll
here.
say that for a later
Caitlin Clark
show.
does not have shoes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Again,
That's been
I was just
ruled.
referencing.
Hit
Caitlin
that
Clark
sound
does
effect.
not have a
You
shoe.
do.
And Kenny said, I've seen a pair of women's shoes that
Thank
were
you.
fire, but they weren't for men.
Thank you, Kenny. That's exactly what I was getting at.
Oh,
But-
Kenny, now now y'all feel some kind of way.
Yeah. So Kenny, could you just type in? I mean, chime in and find out what type of shoe they were. So
Whose
whose
shoe
shoes
they
they
were.
were.
Yeah.
So, jeez, I just
I
made
mean,
a
it's not a
comment.
popular-
Can we do this
Man.
one at a time, Kenny? Please.
Yeah,
Okay.
just- Kenny, you got
show
this.
us a little bit of grace. Okay. Like, let us have the shoe and then let's figure y'all out later. Please. Let's just have our moment.
Moving right along.
Jordan wasn't thinking about us when he first dropped Air Jordan.
That wasn't unisex?
No.
It don't matter.
No. Okay.
It wasn't done specifically for women.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of
Touche.
Jordan.
Speaking of Jordan,
Speaking of Jordan. LeBron James.
let's go to
LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
the biggest argument in sports
Answer it right
history.
now. LeBron James or Michael
I
Jordan?
don't
Answer
like
it.
LeBron.
I don't even want to hear your why.
I don't like
MJ.
LeBron. I just don't like LeBron.
MJ.
I just don't like LeBron.
LeBron James
All right, let's dive into
or
this.
Michael Jordan?
We talked about this
Jordan.
earlier.
Jordan?
By default.
Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
I'm saying
Hands
Michael
down.
Jordan.
Hands down.
I'm
Nothing,
saying
not
they
taking
might.
away anything from LeBron. The things that LeBron, what he do off the court is amazing.
Yeah.
It's magnificent. But hands down, we talking basketball, got to be Jordan.
It's got to be
He
Jordan.
defined the game.
Okay, now I need to know your why.
My why?
Yeah.
It's just the grit. When it comes down to winning, Jordan was all about winning. Give me the ball. Put the ball in my hands. Early on in
Cocky?
LeBron's career, oh, very much so. But it won him 6 championships.
It did.
And to early on in LeBron's career, when that game came down to the last shot,
You couldn't deliver.
he passed it up.
That's crazy that
He
y'all
passed
are
it up.
going to base this off of one shot.
No, I'm not taking off one. I'm not talking one shot. I'm talking also, let's talk about how he jumped around to get his championships.
Okay.
How about that? Let's say he jumped around. He had to go to Miami where a team had already won a championship.
He had to do what he had
Had
to do.
already had a stacked team
He had to do what he had to do to
and
get it done.
to win a championship. Then he went to Cleveland, brought some folks to Cleveland. When Jordan stayed in Chicago, Jordan fought tooth and nails for those 6 championships. I'm just saying. And
But LeBron,
what's your why? You
for Jordan,
yeah.
because it sounds like I'm advocating for LeBron.
Yeah, it do.
I actually think that this is
It does.
very difficult. I think that it's very difficult. I go with Jordan based off of the pure premise of there would be no LeBron without a Jordan. Now, I'm all for people paving the way to create spaces for others. Especially people who look like us, to do and enter those spaces in the way that they do. But I feel like Jordan set such a high precedent that LeBron came in and, to be honest, created a whole new precedent for new athletes. So like LeBron, you look in one season, 50,000 career points.
He's been playing for
He's been playing
That
for
was one
forever.
season though. Well, not
Like he started
No,
at
it's not
18,
it wasn't
right?
one
season.
season. It wasn't one
No,
one
it
season.
was
I'm
not
saying
one
combined. Postseason. But okay, so yes, he's been in the league
53,000
for
in one
21 years.
Like he's playing with the Sun now. I hope his points are up there.
Who?
LeBron.
He's playing for who?
He's playing with the Sun.
Everybody
the Sun,
can't
yeah.
do that. To play that long, at the level in which he plays, to score 50,000 points in his career,
Listen.
nobody has ever done that
Because
before.
no one has played 42 years in the league like
He
LeBron.
didn't play 42 years in the league. He's
like
only been in
42.
for 21.
All right, so here's that. Like, again, nothing to take away from LeBron because, listen, dude, I'm in my 40s and my knees can't uphold the walking up and down the stairs here in this building, let alone try to play basketball in and out every single night, just about, or 82 games of the regular season. And yeah, hats off to him for that. A lot of the accomplishments came later on in his career. If we talking prime Jordan, prime LeBron, it's it's
Jordan.
I
But-
have prime Jordan stats.
Okay,
But
read
hold
it
on,
to
let me
him. I wanna
say
see-
this real quick. Let me put this out here.
Okay.
Let me put this out here. People always dive into this conversation, Jordan or LeBron. How is it the fact that people skip over Kobe Bryant?
I don't think people skip
No,
over
I
them.
You don't
think
hear
people-
that
No, we're not
conversation.
skipping
No,
Kobe.
We're not
You-
RIP
but you
Kobe. We're
don't-
not skipping him.
We're not skipping
give
Kobe.
give me a debate between Jordan and Kobe.
Jordan.
Give me those two conversations.
Jordan.
Give me a
I like
Kobe, or LeBron. That's the conversation I
rest
want to
his
dive
soul.
into. But
I
going
did
back
not
to
like
your
Kobe as
point,
a player.
hey, listen, going
I
back
like
to
Kobe.
going back to
but
your
I
point,
also like
Deanne.
Steph Curry. So
Going back to
that's
your
another
point,
name.
Deanne. Yeah, every generation there's this dynamic player. You know, we had your Wilt Chamberlains, you had your
Larry Bird.
Larry Birds, absolutely. You had your Bill Russells, your Magic Johnsons, your Kareems, your Akeem Olajuwons. Throughout generations, there's always that one player that rose and set the tone for the incoming players or the up and coming players. And Jordan was that in the 90s, and LeBron is that today. So
Ashley said, ain't nobody skipping Bean. Bean was a replica of Jordan. She
Bean
also
got
said,
5 championships
Wait,
with the Lakers.
But she also said, so the Pistons didn't do, the Lakers didn't do, the Jordan Bulls went and got Tony, I don't even know who that,
Kukos.
him.
okay.
What do you mean the Pistons
From
didn't
overseas after the 92 Olympics.
do?
So basically she's saying, just because LeBron went around and did it, so did Jordan for the most part.
No,
Their
they
team
brought in
had-
Tony
their
Kukoc.
team had to
They
do
brought in
something.
Tony Kukoc after Jordan retired the first time. Is when they brought in Tony Kukoc.
Yeah, she said after the 92 Olympics.
But she said Detroit didn't do it. Detroit didn't.
I don't
Detroit
know.
did it back to back. The Detroit Bad Boys, late 80s, 90s, beat the tar out of Jordan. And if you go back and look at The Last Dance, I can't remember the episode. That's the documentary of Michael Jordan. He'll tell you. He was like, after they lost in that championship game, the first thing he did, a lot of cats went on vacation. He said, I hit the weight room.
said lies.
Let's go, Ashley. Ashley, we're going to get Ashley on. Let's go. Ashley, I'm going to need you to do your research a little bit better, homie.
They went and got those players.
No, they did not go get them. They went and got those players after Jordan left. I know.
I don't
Yes.
know this.
Yeah.
I have no fight. I
Now,
have
here's
nothing
the
to
question.
give here.
Here's the real question, and this question to you, Ashley. Could Jordan have done it without Scottie Pippen?
Oh.
Now, that's the real question.
Could Jordan? No. Only because I feel like it is a team. So, for example, you take your example of what you said about LeBron having to go to Miami, right? You still need
Role
somebody.
players. You need role players.
Yeah,
100%.
You can't just do it on your own.
Yeah. No.
There's no way you could do it on your own, right? So I think Jordan had to have Pippen.
Again, you're right. You do need role players, right?
Ashley said she coming to the show.
Let's go, Ashley. Let's invite Ashley on. So listen, you do need role players, and Pippen was that role player Jordan needed. Also, Ron Harper. When they brought Ron Harper on, they brought Steve Kerr. They brought they had not Bill and Beer. Anyway, you do need role players. So
she said, don't forget about the Celtics Big Three. Let me tell y'all something about the Celtics Big Three.
That's a good point too.
Hated them.
Who was that? Like Kevin
Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce.
We don't include Big Baby Davis?
No.
I hated him with a passion. Kevin Garnett, I could not stand only because he would sweat. Like, Kevin Garnett will step on the court and his whole ball head would be sweating already. Kevin, baby, you didn't even do anything. You did nothing. Why are you sweating so hard?
Kevin Garnett,
my mama loved
her. Paul Pierce was so cocky. It disgusted me. I was over it. Anywho, so who we picking? We picked Jordan.
We picked Jordan.
Jordan over. All right.
Jordan.
Okay. Fine. We're done with sports.
Whew,
We're done with sports. Oh, that's how you really feel.
We got to get Ashley on here. I'm gonna have a further conversation with you, Ms. Ashley.
Yeah. Oh, Cookie says too much talking about sports. We need discussions on more things. People's lives are in danger.
Yeah. We try to bring a little light to the.
Okay, Cookie. Well, join us on another episode. Okay,
listeners.
We got you. But we are going to talk about the Jackson House. Speaking about lives at danger, because that Jackson House is in danger.
Yeah.
Okay, you hear me? Mm-hmm. So this or that. Would you rather have the current building turned into a museum, which is what people are trying to have happen, or would you like to see it torn down and rebuilt?
So for those that are listening in or not familiar with the Jackson House, it's a historic landmark here in Tampa. Downtown Tampa, that once was housed for African Americans that traveled the Chitlin Circuit, and during segregation, were not allowed to stay in hotels or house of those that didn't look like them. So the Jackson House is right now. It's been in the news over the past year or so on them.
More than a year.
Okay, a little longer than a year,
Yeah.
but to tear it down or to, like you said, restore it. So
yeah, I feel like when you look at the Jackson House. If you blow on it, it looks like if you
it's
blow
hanging on
it,
by a thread. Like
it's
if the little
gone.
3 little pigs came running with the big bad wolf and he blew, that thing is
It's
done for. It's done
for. And when you look at like the history that you just talked about, Terrence, it hurts me that it even got to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When
Right.
we're talking about such a staple that is, I mean, a throne's stow away from downtown Tampa. So much history, and we've just allowed it to look like who did it and why.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so grateful for the people who are fighting for this and like working toward actually having something come out of the Jackson House and making sure people are aware of the history, because all we got right now is that plaque, that little plaque outside, and it ain't doing it for me. It's not cutting it. So I'm here for using the current building. If the current Jackson House,
like the structure itself.
the current structure
Okay.
itself, if there's a way to salvage it and create the museum within that structure, I think that's so powerful.
I think
I'm
it's
so
for the
powerful.
museum.
I am not for, and I know the city is trying to combat them and just say tear it down, rebuild. But I'm so grateful for the people who are fighting to allow the actual Jackson House to be
restored.
Yes, to be restored.
I think when it comes
Restore it.
down to the finance, I don't know what the budget is, but man, I think it should be torn down.
Really?
Yeah, just because I mean,
Really?
you restore the original wood or some part of the original structure, it can be just as meaningful as trying to restore the entire building. Because it's in very bad shape. So
You don't think it could be restored?
man, I'm not a general contractor, but just by the what I see when I ride by it, phew, I'm like you, Naisha. A good old strong wind, or
it survived Hurricane
gonna-
Milton and Helene. So,
But I just think, like, as coming from the point of view of not being from Tampa, and I like light up when I see just walking downtown and
Yeah.
seeing the historic plaques and stuff. Like, if it was a museum, that's something that would gain my interest.
Yeah.
To see like the what is it, the relics? Is that the right word? Like just pieces of what it, like, say it was like on an exhibit, like on display. Like I would be intrigued to see that.
I would
But for
love
it
to see a
turn down,
museum.
turn into what? More affordable
No,
housing?
heck no.
Luxury
No.
when-
Let me
Like,
clarify. No,
that's-
tear it down and have it rebuilt as a historical museum, but still, like I said, hold the original original wood,
wood.
or some part of the original
whatever
structure.
they could salvage from the original structure, incorporate that into a new one.
Yeah, and as you walk in and you get the field, I mean, going back to the Skill Center, which is a basketball organization here in Tampa, they took an old skating rink and they just revitalized that and added three gymnasiums onto it. But they kept the original structure of the skating rink. So when you walk in, you still, for those people who are true Tampanians, they still have that original structure. So I'm saying, like, don't tear it down and put up affordable housing, but to definitely make it into a museum.
Tapping into these comments, Jason Easter, happy Easter, everybody. He said, probably in its current state, you have no choice but to tear it down, rebuild it, use or reuse the wood, so it still has some original parts. So Jason's pretty much agreeing with you, Terrence.
Yeah.
I think ultimately it's essentially going to be a rebuild, even if they do and use the original structure, which is why I'm for either... It ain't my money, but that's why I'm for whatever it takes, spending that extra money or taking or having to fine tune and get that correct general contractor or whoever can actually get it done to basically sort of like rebuild yet restore the same building. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
basically.
sorta. Yeah.
What we all say.
No, because you want to tear it down. I'm not saying tear it down. I'm saying do whatever you need to do to get that wall back up. Do whatever you need to do to fix that floor. And like, essentially it's going to be new, right? You know what I mean? Because they essentially have to rebuild the whole thing. I don't think they should tear it down. I don't want them to tear it down.
So if it's rebuilt, do you think it should serve its original purpose?
Oh, like reopen it as like a rooming house?
Mm-hmm.
Like a bed and breakfast?
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
For Black people?
No.
Oh, you can't do that.
No, you can't.
I'm about to get
can't.
Yes, you guys, she speaks for herself. Lord.
We about to get flooded in these comments, man.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Hold on. Let me explain myself. I needed to get clarification, which is why I asked that. Because you said use it in its original form, and that's what it was originally for. So that's why I was like,
it was.
What? Okay,
not all the way.
Not all the way,
but like
fast forward to 2025.
No, I don't think so then, because I feel like it needs to be preserved for what it was for. I don't think it needs to be transformed to what it will be today. And it's not because I'm not happy about where we are today. By all means, I'm grateful, but I still think that there are aspects of our past that need to stay just that.
Yeah.
That it needs to be our past. It needs to be, this is what it was. This is what it was here for. And let it be that, as opposed to like, this is what it was, but here we are today.
Yeah, here's a modernized version of it.
Correct. Yeah. And I think that, and I believe that with a lot of things. I just think that whether it's a house that once housed slaves, leave it and tell those stories.
Yeah.
Don't try to put my family in there. I don't want to live there, but I would love to go there and be able to learn the history and the background about it. That's just my piece. What you had to say, Jason?
Jason said it's a ticking time bomb.
It's leaning on the sides.
You said it's a ticking time bomb, Jason. It
Jason,
is.
Police.
We're not saying just throw some duct tape on it and
he said
open
it's
it back
going to
up.
fall over, or someone with no common sense is going to set it on fire. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
Don't do that.
I rebuke that. I do not want that to happen.
He says it has the original beds inside. If you check the photos.
Okay.
I feel like Dr. Carolyn would have told us that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, Jason. I don't know about that one. But what I do know is I'm for this that I'm for is restoring it. Yeah. I'm from restoration.
Yeah.
I'm for restoring it. Sorry, Terrence. I think you're outnumbered.
Terrence, you're outnumbered.
That's okay. Get it.
We'll see what happens. I do want to check in with Dr. Collins and see where we are. I know we opened up Rooted in Progress. That was one of our first episodes where we actually talked about the Jackson House and got a status update, and they were ultimately waiting for an approval from the city for something. So I'm going to circle back.
So, guys, we only have a few more minutes before we wrap up this.
What you got to get off
show.
your chest?
I got to get something off my chest.
You want to talk about your grits?
I want to talk about my grits.
Oh, my God.
Listen, guys, if you have a say in this conversation, and you know, again, let's just kind of go back to the idea of this show. We look for guests every week. So if you guys have guest ideas, you want to send this to us, let me finish. And you want to send us guest ideas or show topics, please do. So we came up with this show today that we were just going to banter, right? I brought up the fact of the ageless conversation of how do you eat your grits? I'm from the South. I'm from Tennessee, guys. I eat my grits with sugar. And I know, matter of fact, I had a conversation about a week ago with someone about this, and they put salt and pepper in their grits.
I'm embarrassed.
Someone overheard this, and they chimed in. Why are you embarrassed? How you eat your grits? Thank you. How you eat your grits, Nice?
With butter and sugar.
Butter and sugar?
You
okay.
put sugar?
See what I'm saying? Yes. See what I'm saying?
You put sugar in grits?
See what I'm saying? So
it's time to log off. Y'all, if I had the capability to turn this thing off, I would, but I don't.
Butter and sugar.
Unfortunately, I have the capability, and I want to hear what your comments are, folks.
First of all,
I'm not
grits
savory.
are for salt, pepper, and butter. That's it.
See what I'm saying?
I mean, I can do that if you add some shrimp on there.
If you add some
like
shrimp on
shrimp and grits, yeah. That's why I said I'm not against having it savory. I just grew up with.
See, and
Dad'll have
people
butters.
say those that are from the South eat it with sugar.
We went from
and
Jackson House
Naisha's
to
from
grits.
San Diego.
And I'm from, yeah.
We went from Jackson House to grits.
Is that a
went
Western
from LeBron
thing?
James to Jackson House.
But that is Black history.
Shrimp and grits? I mean, sugar and grits?
This grits conversation is not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
All right, guys, listen.
Oh, look, you and Ashley, Knoxville born. Ashley, I
Oh,
thought you
let's
were
go,
from Tampa.
Ash.
So now y'all friends?
So Ashley probably eats her grits with sugar. Let's see what she chimes in.
No. No.
Did she?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought
She's
you were
not
saying that
typing
in
fast
response
enough.
to what she said.
Do you eat your grits with sugar?
We'll see.
Ashley, type
Hey, guys,
faster.
listen. That is an ongoing
Oh my God, she
conversation.
said she does.
Let's go. Let's
Jason-
go.
All of y'all are canceled.
Jason
Everybody's
Easter
canceled.
says, haha, that's a true Southern question. That's like rice with sugar or butter or both.
Who puts rice with sugar?
I do.
I have before.
I in
What
the
is
morning.
wrong
Like,
with y'all?
hold on, let me say this. It's weird because if the only time I eat white rice with breakfast is breakfast.
Wait,
And when I eat it
rice
with
breakfast?
Yeah, I eat it when I go back to my
Okay.
dad's house. My dad loves
Oh, you
white
do rice with eggs.
Yeah, he does
Oh,
rice
okay.
with eggs.
I
or
learned about
whatever.
that this past
but
weekend.
we put butter and sugar in it. That's really the only time I eat white rice with eggs.
Sugar in rice?
White rice, yeah. If
Just
I have it for
eggs?
dinner, I don't eat it with sugar. Only with breakfast.
I want
though.
out. I'm about to go. I'm about to leave. Goodbye,
Guys, thank you
everybody.
all so much.
This is too much for me. This is so much.
Thank you guys for tuning in
It's so much
today to
disrespect.
Rooted in Progress, where every week we try to keep you guys
Terrence,
rooted
you're-
and grounded.
Cut his mic. Cut
Let's
his mic
go.
off.
I
Thank
said
you
we
so
have.
much for
I said
joining
we have
us.
brunch and we have our grits and we have line dancing. Boom.
We're gonna
There
have
goes
line
the episode.
dancing. We're gonna have grits, and we're gonna bring all this to you guys. So let's get out of here, folks.
Lee Span, hey girl. All right, I just had to say hey to Lee. Thank y'all for joining us for Rooted in Progress.
Yes.
We're back every Thursday
Yes.
at 9:30 in the morning.
Listen.
You can catch us live on the WFLA Facebook page or the WFLA app, which you need to download. Or you can listen to the episodes later and make sure you like and follow us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and on Spotify. We've had a really great time
fun.
with you all today.
Absolutely.
It's fun.
This was a lot of fun, except for the grits conversation. Y'all have a great one. Be blessed. Stay rooted.
Peace.
Oh.